Thank you for joining me today to watch the M.O.R.E series, Round 4, Needmore GP, the ladies B class. So this was my third race of all time. I've never raced before, and I'm getting into it a little bit late. I am 56 years old, and I've been, most of my riding, I rode a little bit as a kid, but most of my riding has been over the last about 4 years. And I've really just had a good time. A couple years ago, I got myself the Beta cross trainer, and it's a great bike. And so I decided to go ahead and try racing, just because it's something that I really always kind of wanted to do. And at first, I found it to be kind of terrifying. And there were things that I was quite afraid of. I was afraid of getting in people's way, and I was afraid of losing the trail, not being able to figure out where I was supposed to go. There were a lot of things I was afraid of, and now after 3 races, I'm not really so much afraid of any of those things anymore. And so I'm really just trying now to get faster and ride better. So this race, I went into without too many expectations. I'd never been to Fair Play before. I'd never been on this course before. Apparently, nobody has for a few years. They kind of let it kind of recover from the last race, which was a few years back. It was a really fun course. It was, relatively easy, but just fun and kind of fast and flowy. And so, as you've probably noticed by now, I'm not really fast. But you know what? Every time I race, I try to go a little faster and do a little better than I did the time before. And so, I think I'm achieving that. I'm becoming more comfortable for sure. And so anyway, I'm glad you came along to watch this today. I hope you enjoy it. I'll try to point out some of the interesting features of this track. It wasn't very, there wasn't a lot of elevation change. It's fairly flat property. If there were any, there were quite a few routes and things like that to go over. Although not too many on the ladies' track, more I think on the men's. It was a lot of fun though. I actually really had fun with it, and I think I was really focusing on trying to improve my speed, kind of one section at a time. I think some laps were, a little faster than others, but overall I think I was fairly consistent in my lap times. I think I got in 7 or 8 laps. It was a short course, I think about 1.25 miles. There were 6 of us in the B class, and I placed 3rd. And I'm actually really quite proud of that, I think, because I felt like I rode better. Oops. And here you see where I fell down. One time I fell down, and I came into the woods in 3rd, and I was really not wanting to lose that. So I got myself back on that bike in no time and was just hoping and praying that nobody came along to pass me while I did. But I managed to get back on the bike in about 10 seconds and back going again. So I'm really trying to just improve my speed one little section at a time and to ride more correct. So one of the things I noticed in my previous 2 races was that when you drop the bike, it takes a lot of time and effort and energy to get it picked up and get back on your way. And so it occurred to me that I think smooth is fast. And if you ride smooth and you don't drop your bike, I think you're going to end up with a better time at the end. Although it's just a theory I'm testing. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure no expert at this. So yeah, it was a good time. I was really happy to walk away with 3rd place. That was kind of exciting for me. Like I said, because I'm so new at this. This is not something that I've ever done before, and it's just a blast. So I'm really having fun with that. And like I said, this track was fun. So there were a few places where it got a little bit, dusty and silty, where after running a few other races before ours, there was some dust kicked up and such. And so there were some ruts because of that, but none of them were bad. Right through there was a pretty good rut. But it was okay because I found that you could, kind of just ride it. And so it was fun. There were also some places with some kind of whoops. They weren't really little dips and things, and you had to be right through there. You had to be kind of up on the pegs or just knock you silly. So you know, like I say, I'm not really good at this yet. I'm just still kind of learning and trying. And oh my gosh, these laps were so short that we'd come through and it'd be like, here you finished a lap and you come through and there's like 28 minutes left. I'm like, what? Actually, I think it was 24 or something. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh, and that little girl, oh boy, that kid's fast. She is fearless. So, yeah, I think she passed me twice. Cute little kid, has a little pink GoPro on her helmet. Like to see her videos. So yeah, I did get past, and I am not ashamed of that. You know, like I said, this is a big learning process for me. This is a place where you could, right here is a place where you could kind of pick up some speed. And once I started getting used to that, I think I did a little bit better. And then back down into the woods. It was a nice track, you know. I mean, there was some places where you could pass and where you could get up some speed. So there's this one little spot here that I found. So let me see if we come up on it. It was kind of interesting because there was this little, I don't know what you'd call it, almost like a little log or tree branch over the top. We had to go through right there. And it was tall enough that you had no risk of running your head into it. There's a good straightaway there. And so I was trying to remember to, you know, get some throttle going for that because I thought that was a good place to pick up a few seconds. The other thing I was really trying to do, and you'll see I'm not really achieving this. I mean, it's all a work in progress for me, but I was really trying to look out ahead and to pick up speed in sections and try not to drop the bike. And so that was kind of my goal to that day. So so it was a great time. Had a wonderful time on this track. The property was beautiful. It was a nice place to go. The weather was actually decent. I think it got up to about 80 degrees, or maybe a little more, but not terrible. And it was a nice race. So I just want to thank the folks at the M.O.R.E series for putting on a great race, and the landowners, of course, for having us. And can't wait for the next race, which is, I think, Hoodell Ridge, right before Halloween, I believe. And so I'm going to let it go at that. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my husband's channel, Muddy Udders, all one word. He's got some good race videos too, where he goes much faster than I do, so it's probably more fun to watch his than it is mine. But anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.